What's going on, guys? Welcome to J Powell Music. Of course, as always, if you like the videos, feel free to subscribe, to like buttons so the videos go around the internet. And just wanted to discuss, a lot of my videos, I have various random think pieces when it comes to just various things with the music or whatnot. And I know for the just for the sake of caution, I mean I don't really listen to Kanye West too much anymore, but I would be a fool to say that I never did, right? Growing up, he was one of my favorite musicians, has some of my favorite hip hop albums um, that I've listened to growing up. And the funny, interesting notion, and I had a conversation about this with D Skills Harris, really fantastic rapper and artist, um, about Kanye West. And basically, he made a very a really valid point, saying the Kanye West that we knew never existed. The Kanye West we loved never existed. Never existed. And the reason why he said that is because most, if not all, of his verses, somebody else wrote them, right? Life of the Party verse was written by Pusha T originally. Most of the verses from Yeezus were written by Sci-Hi. Actually, he wrote, I think, on a couple of albums. Quite a few other people, forget the artist specifically, but they wrote his verses for College Dropout. So there's a lot when it comes to from him as a rapper. There's a lot that other people did for him in the limelight. And then even talking about from a production standpoint, there's quite a few other people that did those beats. I mean, he did a decent amount of beats from a production standpoint. I would argue, the production standpoint of Kanye West is probably more what I first fell in love with. And I can speak for me, production wise, in College Dropout, I definitely fell in love with a lot of that music, late registration, graduation. But not all those beats are his, I think. Or if they are, a lot of the when it comes to the mixing and engineers and whatnot, over time he had amalgamation of engineers. I think Stronger he had like 80 engineers, or something crazy. Uh, and that the song, I think, is one of the first songs that went diamond, which is great. But main point is that what we loved about Kanye West, I guess speaking for me and speaking for the the songs that in fact were hits, the albums that in fact were hits, just kind of unequivocally, from a metric standpoint, even, that not all of it can be fully given to his credit, and I think it's an interesting point to make. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you guys not really care for Kanye West anymore? Obviously, I would understand. Obviously, I would understand if you did not. Um, Especially now, because I think one thing too, I feel like a lot of people in the media, and I'm not saying that there should be an olive branch for him or that he shouldn't be held accountable to what he says. But I feel like there's this constant narrative where we just want to ignore the fact that he's not well mentally, right? We want to ignore the fact that obviously, you have to be at a point of wanting help. I think when you need help, you have to acknowledge that and want that. But not everyone is able to, especially if it's mental health, right? So it's very complicated. But I think, case in point, the man's not well. He's not in his right mind, at least. I mean, one could say, when was he in his right mind? But to be clear, not only just him being, having mental health issues, loss of his mother, huge thing, could turn someone mad, right? Um, I mean, Donda, I feel like Donda was the last really great album from Kanye West. And that was a really emotional album. And not just because of the name of, the name of the album is named after his mother, obviously. But you could really feel the pain, I think, in that record. You could really feel that, and I don't think he really expressed that from prior albums. He did have the album I think called Yay, which is very strange, but I think it kind of signified, oh, okay, Kanye West is not well. I think that was the first album. To me, that was the first, and I don't know if I call it an album because it was like 7 really short songs, but I think that was the first project that I heard where I said, okay, something's off, right? I'm trying to think. I think the name of the album was like "I Love Being Bipolar." It's awesome, or something like that. It's not called "Yay." I love being bipolar. It's awesome, something like that. Um, yeah, and then especially some of the like, today I thought about killing you, things like that. Just he's like, okay, he's not well. Kanye's not well. Um, but the main point of this particular rant was just, we just want to ignore that. We want to ignore that really important part. And again, the things that he says he should be held accountable, right? I agree with that. However, there should be the other thing, as far as him not being well, that should be also brought up at the same time. So that's my only point with that. But yeah, interesting. What do you guys think? What are your thoughts on the video here before I get in trouble? But again, J-Pop Music. Catch you guys next video. Thanks a lot.